Hey, what's up everybody? My name's PersNikity. Welcome back to Thimbleweed Park, and we are moving on to part 4, The Will. So, on my initial playthrough, this part took quite a while because you really have to go to pretty much every area in the city, and it just took a long time for me to figure out what I needed to do. So I don't know how long this is going to turn out, but what I did was I cut out everything useless, and I'm basically giving you exactly what you need to do to complete this level. So again, I know that it's a long game, and a lot of these puzzles can really stump you for quite a bit, but that's what I'm here for. So anyway, as soon as you gain control of Dolores, go ahead and switch to the ghost, and you'll get a small cutscene.
Oh, I'm, really dead. It's just starting to, sink in. I'm never gonna hold my Dolores again. I never told her how proud I was of her for getting that job designing games. I was, too afraid of what Chuck would think. Now I'm dead. I don't remember who killed me or why I'm trapped in this hotel. I need to find a way to escape from here. There has to be a way out. A magical book or a spell. Oh, Franklin, now you're going insane. That only works in games.
Alright, so now we're going to have control of Frank, and if you go up in the right corner, you're going to see that we cannot control the agents anymore. That will change a bit later on, but for now, don't pay too much attention to it. So what you're going to want to do right off the back is, as Frank, go ahead and go over here. Now, the elevator's not going to be on this floor, so we can't go down quite yet, so
I can't believe I got over again. What did I do to deserve this treatment? All I wanted to do was entertain people and make them laugh at the stupidity of stupid people. I feel like there's a lesson in all of this, but you, I'm Ransom the Clown. It's all that Franklin's fault. He was gonna talk to Chuck about putting my new high-tech Ransom the Clown license dolls into production at the old pillow factory. Then he flaked out. He's probably in Mexico skinny dipping with my ex-wife. Okay, I need to break into that pillow factory and see if my prototype Ransom the Clown doll is still in there. My comeback depends on it. You!
Alright, so I got cut off right there, and then I'm going to get cut off again when the automatic agent scene triggers, but when that happens, I'll just go ahead and shut up. But basically, what we're going to do for now is go ahead and switch back to Dolores.
I can't help but feel there was something suspicious about Uncle Chuck's death. He was a bit eccentric, but deep down he had always been a caring and thoughtful uncle. But in the last few years, he became obsessed, and more than usual, with that pillow factory. I need to get inside and see if anything in his old office will help me make sense of it all. I owe it to him to find out what happened.
Okay, so again, we're given just another thing. Basically, every character will have the objective of getting into the factory, but that's going to be an objective for another video. So what we're going to do now is we basically just have to stall for time a little bit, and you'll notice that as Dolores, you don't have a map yet. So basically, one thing you want to do is you want to make sure every character has a map, because that is what will allow them to quick travel around. And so if you don't know where to get the maps, what you're going to do, ignore this pizza guy for now. What you're going to do is you're going to go over to the convenience store, the Quickie Pal. We've been here a number of times, and go inside. Okay, for some reason she doesn't want to open the doors, but go inside. And
Welcome
right
to
here,
help you
on the
find
right
anything?
side of this room, you can see maps. So go ahead and pick up a map, and now we can quick travel. So now you can see I could just use that map and go straight to the hotel. So that's a really good way to get around. And again, you're going to want to make sure every character has one. Ransom probably doesn't need one, at least not yet. But, just be safe and might as well get one for everyone. So go ahead and go into the hotel as Dolores.
I can't open that.
Don't open it then, just use it.
That doesn't seem to work.
Okay, for some reason she wanted to give me trouble going in. But yeah, so what we're doing now is we're basically stalling for time until the agents show up. So what we can do with that time is go ahead and use the elevator and go to whatever floor Frank is on. And he is on floor 3 for me, but again, that will be randomized for you because a lot of the rooms and everything in this game are randomized. So go ahead and step outside, switch back to Frank, and go inside the elevator.
Talk to me now.
Okay, I'm not very good at talking to, strangers, but I'll give it a try. Can I, please go to the penthouse?
No.
Please.
No, you're not my friend. I don't know you anything.
How come you're so, upset all the time?
That's unfair. I'm not upset all the time. I'm just a little hungry right now, and that makes me angry.
That happens to me too. There should be a word for that. What can ghosts, eat?
As a ghost, it's hard to find food that we can eat. My particular weakness has always been ice cream cake. But I'm stuck in this stupid elevator and I can't get any.
Bye, Clara.
Alright, so after talking to Clara, we learn, so you're going to have to go through the same dialogue choices that I went through, but you're going to learn that she likes ice cream cake, and so our objective is to get her some ice cream cake, and that will she will then let us into the penthouse, which is something we're going to need to do later on. So go over here and talk to Virgil to get a piece of cake.
Can I have some, cake?
This is special ghost cake. It's super rare and hard to get. I'm not going to give you any unless you have a really good reason.
How about Clara said she wants some, cake?
For Clara, that changes everything. For her, I'd do anything. Here, take a slice. Just make sure you tell her it's from me.
Thanks. I'll do that. See you soon, Virgil.
Alright, so now we have the cake in our inventory, and what you're actually going to have to do is she wants ice cream cake, so use the command chill and chill the cake.
Voila! Now it's ice cream ghost cake.
And so what'll happen is if you try to give her the cake without chilling it first, she actually won't take it, so you have to make sure that it's ice cream cake. Now go back in and simply talk to her and give her the cake.
Oh, it's just the flapdoodle again.
Would you like this, ice cream ghost cake?
Oh my, you shouldn't have. That's so kind of you.
Actually, it's from Virgil. I think he, likes you.
Really? Well, I never. That's delightful of you to deliver it. Thank you so much. I feel much better already. Now, what did you want to ask me?
Can I, please go to the penthouse now?
All right. I'm tired of listening to Xavier, that old fustalugs. Maybe you can figure out how to get rid of him.
Oh, that sounds pretty confrontational. I don't know.
Don't be so pigeon-livered. You should stand up for yourself.
Oh, okay. I suppose you're right.
Good. It's decided then. Just push that penthouse button for yourself when you're ready. I won't stop you anymore.
Alright, so now we can get into the penthouse as Frank, and so that's one step closer. However, we're not going to need to do that yet, so go ahead and while you're still waiting, kind of stalling for time, we might as well do something. Again, we're kind of just stalling for time until the agents show up. I'm not sure if there's any particular task that gets the agents to show up, so if there is, and if you know what it is, then feel free to leave it in the comments below. But as for me, I couldn't figure that out. It was just something that happened naturally. So I'm just going to kind of leave it at that. But of course, there's always something to do in the game, so why not do it? So like I said earlier, you want every character to have a map. So just with Ransom now, go in here and get the last map. And now all characters you control have a map, except for Ghost Frank. But that's okay because he doesn't need a map anyway. And so what you're going to want to do is get him to the hotel. Basically, you're going to want the characters to meet up at the hotel. I think it's kind of nice to just have like a central location where all of your characters are located. And then with the map, it's really easy to get around. And so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to switch back to Dolores, and I'm going to try to get into ThimbleCon. which is the convention that is going on in the hotel lobby, or not the lobby, but the ballroom area. And you're going to see that we can't quite get in yet.
None shall pass without showing me their ticket first. Oh, and welcome to ThimbleCon, of course.
How can I get a ticket?
The radio is doing a competition to win tickets. You could try your luck by calling up when they announce it.
Alright, so what we're going to do is we're going to go to the radio station now as Dolores. And what we want to do is go over here to the Phonetron 3000. And if you remember in the last level, you should have gotten an item which is the vacuum tube puller. Now you get this from the tube store. You need to find the receipt, which is on Chuck's desk, and then that's how you get it in case you haven't done it already. But go ahead and use it on the machine.
KSCUM's phone system is now out of order.
And so, like you see, that turns their phone lines off. So now no one can call in to win the contest. And so now what we're going to do, we're going to check her objectives real quick. We have to get those tickets, get inside the Pillow Factory, everything like that. And so...
Here goes nothing. I'm checking in.
Certainly, Abu. Here is your room key.
Not long now. I'd like to check in, please.
Certainly, Abu. Here is your room key.
You have one new message. Message 1.
You know who this is? You must be close to achieving our goal. We sent a package to the front desk for you. It is required for the next stage. Sayonara.
No more new messages. You have one new message. Message 1.
Hola, soy mamá. ¿Recuerdas la vieja promesa que me hiciste sobre papá? He enviado un paquete a recepción. Es vital para nuestro plan. Come bien, llámeme pronto. Estoy preocupada. Un beso.
No more new messages.
Here's your package, Abu.
Thank you.
Oh, this is just great. Is that you, Reyes?
No, I'm not Reyes.
Drop the act. That's the worst disguise I've ever seen.
Then I guess you haven't looked in the mirror lately.
Touché.
What are you doing back in town? I knew something was up with you.
Same here, Sherlock. I don't think either of us were being honest.
I think it's time we came clean and told the truth about why we're in Thimbleweed Park.
You first.
Okay. I'm investigating the old pillow factory fire that killed my father.
I was wondering why you kept asking about the fire. I figured it was just some perverted pyro fetish.
My father was a security guard there.
How old were you?
I was only 5. He was made the scapegoat and the fire blamed on him.
Clearing your dad's name is a very noble cause. I'm sorry I've given you such a hard time.
I need to get into that factory. I'm sure there is evidence in there that will clear his name. Now, why are you really here?
Well, I'm here to find the secrets to the Pillow Factory AI for the NSA. It involves top-secret national security.
That's pretty important.
Sounds like we both need to get into the Pillow Factory.
Let's work together on this one.
Total honesty.
Wow, national security. That's some heavy NSA stuff.
Let's split up. It will go faster.
Good idea.
Ma'am, I have a package of boo for you.
Alright, so I just got cut off by that big cutscene introducing the two agents. Now you'll notice that they each got a package. I don't believe the contents of the packages are important right now, but just to kind of pique your curiosity, I'll go ahead and open each one.
It's my fault.
But like I said, none of these are very important right now. So what you're going to want to do is choose, I guess it doesn't matter, either agent. I'm going to choose Agent Ray, and I'm going to go to B Street, or no, sorry, I'm going to go to, yes, B Street, because that is where the payphone is located. So here's what you're going to want to do. Remember, what we just did is we turned off the radio lines as Dolores, and so now what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to use this phone book here and look up the number of the radio station, which starts with a K. So if you just go all the way to the end of the K's here, you'll see right here in red, KSCUM Radio 7286. So now what we're going to do with that is we're going to switch back to Dolores, and we're going to revamp the phone system. And then because the system will just have been rebooted, we can call in and guarantee that our call is picked. And so what you're going to want to do now, use the phone of Agent Ray and just simply dial that number.
Hello, caller. You're live on KSCUM.
Hello.
Correctly answered 2 out of 3 questions to win 4 ThimbleCon 87 tickets. Your first question is, name the 4 Pac-Man ghosts.
Alright, so you're going to have to answer 2 of these 3 questions, and honestly, you're just going to want to look them up on the internet. So just make sure that you get 2 of 3 correct.
That's correct. Here's your second question. Name the American who won 4 gold medals at the 1984 Olympics. You got it right. And your final question. In the groundbreaking new game, Maniac Mansion, what was the name of the evil tentacle? You got it! Let's see how you did. You got 3 out of 3, a perfect score! You win 4 ThimbleCon 87 tickets. You can pick them up at the Edmond Hotel front desk. What's your name?
My name.
Thank you, and congratulations. Now back to our regularly scheduled hostile takeover of the airwaves.
Alright, so, yeah, you'll notice some skips in the video there. That's because I had to look those questions up on the internet, but that's all you got to do, and you only have to answer 2 of them correctly, and then you can go back to the hotel to claim your tickets. So, first off, what I want to say is if you're watching these videos for entertainment purposes, I'm going to apologize in advance if you happen to hear any noises, because what happened is my neighbor is doing like yard work outside, and you can hear once in a while what's going on, so just apologies for that. But anyway, talk to this guy to get the tickets.
Welcome to the Edmond Hotel, most beautiful hotel-a-boo in the Thimbleweed Park County area. How may I be a boo of service?
There should be some ThimbleCon tickets in my name.
Yes, I do have tickets from the K-Scum-a-boo trivia contest. What is your name, a-boo, please? Ah, yes, here's your name, a-boo, on the list. How else may I be a boo of service?
I'm going to check out your, interesting lobby.
Goodbye. Have a nice evening, a-boo.
Alright, so now we have our tickets, and what you're going to do is just go upstairs and give the tickets to this guy.
Here's my ticket.
Thank you. I'll take the tickets for your friends while you're here. Saves time so you can live long and prosper.
Yeah, and so as you see, you only have to actually give the tickets to him as one character, and then just whoops,
so soft
just to
and
save
fluffy.
time, he'll go ahead and register those tickets for each character, so you don't have to worry about giving him 4 separate tickets. But what's most important here is to get through this, you want to go to ThimbleCon as Dolores, and that's because that's where the lawyer is, and the lawyer is someone we need him to read Chuck's will. So it's important to get him here. So simply talk to him and figure out what you need to do.
Do you need some cosplay advice? Oh, hi, Dolores. What brings you back to Thimbleweed Park?
I need you to read Uncle Chuck's will.
Chuck never paid me to read his will. My fee was $15,000, and I didn't see a cent of that money.
I'm sure he must have paid you. It's not like Uncle Chuck to forget something like that.
Unless I see proof, I won't believe it. How else can I help you, Dolores?
Bye.
See you later, Dolores.
Alright, so now we know what we need to do. We need to find proof that Chuck paid the lawyer so that he'll come and read the will. So this is our main objective. This is what you're going to want to focus on. There's really not a lot going on with the agents in this level. It's pretty much just Dolores and Frank that you're going to be controlling. But so anyway, and of course, you know, feel free, of course, if you're playing this game to run around and kind of enjoy it at your own pace and explore. There's a lot of funny stuff going on, and there's a lot of items you can pick up that will probably come into play later, but I don't want to, like, overwhelm you guys. I want to kind of keep it to the bare minimum of what it is you need to do to advance in these levels. So we're going to come back to Chuck's office here, and you're going to open the book on his desk. And when you do that, you'll see this little check stub. And so you're going to pick that check stub up. And now, unfortunately, we still need to do a couple other things. So you're going to use the map, and now we're going to go to Main Street. And previously there was a bank that you could not get into, but if you've done everything correctly, I'm crossing my fingers that I did, once you get that check stub, you should be able to enter the bank. And that will allow you to get the actual check that Chuck wrote, and that will be all the proof you need to get the lawyer. So go ahead and walk up and open the bank doors. You should be able to go inside and then just talk to the banker to get the check.
I should wait until he's off the phone.
What's with all the heavy breathing and moaning? I wish I could get them to stop calling. How can I help, Miss Edmund?
Can you help me with this check stub?
Oh yes, this handwriting brings back a flood of memories. Too bad about Mr. Edmund. He was such a wonderful man.
Excuse me.
I'm sorry, how can I help you?
I need a copy of the check that goes with this stub.
Yes, I believe I kept all of Mr. Edmund's canceled checks right here. Here it is.
Thank you.
Hello, Safely First Savings. Your money.
Alright, so now that we have the check stub, you're going to want to return to the hotel and once again go talk to the lawyer and give him the check stub, and then he'll meet you at the mansion to read the will. So go ahead and go inside and yeah, like I said, just give the canceled check to this guy in the top left corner.
I have a canceled check for you. It clearly says that you were paid by Uncle Chuck to read the will.
That it does. My apologies. I'll go to the mansion right away.
Cool. And so now you're free to go to the mansion and meet him there, and you can read the will. And what's going to happen is once you read the will, there's going to be 3 objectives that go with the will before it can be read, and that's the bulk of this level is completing those 3 objectives. So go ahead and go up to the library, talk to everyone, and then figure out what those 3 objectives are.
I see we are all here now. Excellent. Before we can proceed with the reading of the will, Chuck Edmund has 3 stipulations. 1. Thimbleberry Pie must be served to all present. 2. The reading of the will must take place in Chuck's opulent tomb. 3. Crack the encryption on this will.
Let me see that. Oh, it's all ones and zeros. Dolores, you figure it out.
It is all ones and zeros. Clearly, it's in binary. Uncle Chuck was being clever. Maybe too clever.
Alright, so now you go to your journal and you see our 3 objectives. We have to decrypt the will, we have to get a Thimbleberry Pie, and then we have to get into Chuck's tomb for the reading. We are actually going to do the Thimbleberry Pie first. So what you're going to want to do is use the map and go to B Street. And now if you remember, there's a tube shop on B Street, but before it was a tube stop or shop, if you talked to the woman, you found out that it used to be a cake shop. And also, if you remember from the Dolores flashback, she had a Thimbleberry Pie in her inventory, and if you clicked that pie, it said that Ricky, right here, Ricky's Cakes, it said that she was the one who actually made that pie. So what you're going to want to do is talk to her about Thimbleberry Pie and figure out what you need to do.
Hi, Dolores. Oh, let's go over to the counter where we can talk. Welcome to Ricky's Tubes. How can I help you?
Ricky, you make such great Thimbleberry pie. Can I get one?
I'm sorry, hon. I'm out of the pie-making biz. Strictly tubes now.
Oh no! I have a problem then. In order to hear my uncle's will read, I need one of your famous Thimbleberry pies.
Well, in honor of your Uncle Chuck, I'd make an exception. But there just aren't any more thimbleberries left. Your uncle had them harvested to extinction.
No more thimbleberries?
It's sad, isn't it? The last thimbleberries were spotted out in the old forest.
Not the forest. I always hated it in there.
Yes, pretty spooky. No one goes there unless they have to. People have been lost in there for days. Days!
And I heard some never make it out alive.
It's true. I've heard those stories too. And then there's the old bear problem. So, first thing, you'll need some thimbleberry picking gloves. You know how those thorns can leave you breaking out in welts. I just happen to have an old pair I could loan you.
Thanks.
Alright, so we have the Thimbleberry picking gloves, but if you notice, she dropped a little hint there saying that there's a bear problem. So what you're going to want to do before heading to the forest is actually head to the Quickie Pal convenience store, and inside you can get some free bear repellent. So go ahead and walk inside, and then pick up, and this little gray bottle right here is the bear repellent. So take that.
It was a sample from a
he'll give
traveling
it to you
animal
for free.
repellent salesman. But I doubt if it actually works. I wouldn't want to find out.
Alright, and so now we have everything we need to go pick the thimbleberries. So go ahead and this green square over here, trailhead, that's where we're gonna go. That's the forest. Obviously, it's the big area with a green landmark around it indicating that it's the forest. Now, I believe, again, like most of this game, the paths here are randomized, so you are going to have to look out for that. I don't know why it's making me watch the pigeon person come in here, but anyway, just walk in and kind of just walk around until you find a thimbleberry plant, and it's going to be kind of annoying. Like I said, I think it's heavily randomized. But here you go. Eventually, it shouldn't take too long. You'll find the plant, and I can't believe I accidentally forgot to use the bear repellent.
Smells
so
awful.
use that. I don't know if it actually does anything, but better safe than sorry when it comes to bears. Now use the glove to get the thimbleberries. And now that we have the thimbleberries, all we have to do is return to Ricky in the tube store and get her to make the
in
pie.
this forest.
Okay, that's kind of annoying. So you can't actually use the map. You have to find your way out of the forest. Go left and just keep going left, and that should get you out of the forest. And now, hopefully, we'll be able to use the map to go back to B Street. Yes, we can. Yeah, so like I said, the forest is just kind of heavily randomized. Just walk around till you find the right bush, and then you just got to find your way out. It really shouldn't be that difficult. And then you're going to want to go to B Street, talk to her once again, and get her to make the Thimbleberry Pie by giving her the thimbleberries. So I'm going to give thimbleberries to Ricky.
Hi, Dolores. Oh, let's go over to the counter where we can talk.
Here are the thimbleberries you need to make a pie, and also your gloves. Won't be needing them now.
Thank you. I'll go make it now. Won't be a jiffy. Here's your Thimbleberry Pie, exactly how Chuck liked it.
Thank you.
Alright, so now what we're going to do is we have to go to a couple places in the town. So we are done with the Thimbleberry Pie objective. We have 2 more objectives to go. And what you're going to want to do is go to A Street. And now on A Street, there's a couple things we need to take care of. So first, what you're going to want to do is go ahead and go in here. And there's all these newspapers, and if you put your cursor on the top of each pile, you'll see the title of the paper, and you want to find the one that mentions Chuck. So it's probably going to be this one. That doesn't seem to be randomized. And go ahead and just look at the paper that says Chuck Edmonds wins $1 million. And what you're looking for is his lucky number. So here it says his lucky number is 187. That is going to be randomized, so make sure you remember that number. I'm going to just say it again so I remember mine. It's 187. And that's all we need to do in this location. So keep that lucky number in mind. You're going to use it a bit later, so you might want to just write it down. Yeah, sometimes you get these loading screens that seem random. I don't really know what's going on here. I thought I'd leave this one in just because I don't feel like editing it out, and yeah. But obviously you can see that's the coroner's office, and it looks like that's Agent Ray on the table, but I'm not going to worry about that right now because I don't need to. So once you get the lucky number, we're going to stay on B Street, and we're actually going to go to the very end until we get to Madame Morena's store. So you should, maybe you've seen this location before. You remember we had to go and get her mushrooms. So it's possible that you've been here. But here's what you're going to want to do.
Too late.
Push this ladder here to line it up with the upper ladder. And then you're going to climb. And you are going to climb all the way to the top of this building. And that is because we are looking for a very special book that's going to be glowing blue, so there will be no problem identifying it. And again, it's at the very top of this building, and right here, pick up, and I can't remember what it's called, Cursed Book.
It's the
Easy
Book
enough.
of the Dead. Take it if you wish. It's on the house. But beware.
Beware of what?
Nothing, it just sounded ominous.
Alright, and even though she has no reason to, she decided to give us that book for
Wait
free.
until I'm off of the ladder.
And so now we have everything we need in the town, and what we have to do real quick is we actually have to stop by the graveyard. And that is because we need to get the flowers from Chuck's tomb. And that all has to do with basically like doing this spiritual curse lifting thing. I don't know. It's a you'll see what it is when you play the game for yourself. But the graveyard or the cemetery is this thin little path right here. So go ahead and make your way there. And now, unfortunately, if you haven't yet been to the graveyard, you are going to have to make this walk, and it's kind of long. You only have to do this once. Every other time you come to the graveyard, it will automatically show you right to Chuck's tomb. But of course, this is my first time being here, so it's making me do this walk. But basically, what we're gonna do, we're actually pretty close to being done with this. You can see, yeah, this path is just really obnoxious. It's long and winding. But what we have to do, we're getting the flowers. So here we are, we're at Chuck's thing. Go ahead and pick up the flowers. And now what we're going to do is we're going to look at our objectives just to remind ourselves what we're doing. Decrypt Chuck's will and then get into Chuck's tomb for the will reading. So getting into his tomb is the very last step. What we're going to want to do now is decrypt the will. So go ahead and use the map and go to the mansion, and this is where we'll have a couple things to take care of with the computer. So you're going to want to go into Dolores's bedroom and decrypt the will, and I'll show you exactly how to do that once we get there. It's pretty simple. You'll probably be able to figure it out by yourself, but just in case you can't, go in the doorway here, and there's a book, right, or not a book, but like a cartridge thing, a graphics basic. So what you're going to want to do is go ahead and pick that up. Then you're going to want to use that on the computer.
My Commodore 64 is now supercharged with graphics basic.
Now use the computer to turn it on, and now use the will in the computer to decrypt it.
It's working. Whoever created Graphics Basic has a brilliant career ahead of them. I'm sure I converted the
Alright, so basically what she's saying is that it's still kind of jumbled, and so what we have to do is we actually have to use the will in there one more time, and this is where the lucky number comes into play. So if you haven't already done this, you have to go to the Nickel Journalist store, read the paper about Chuck to find his lucky number.
Knowing Uncle Chuck, he would have encrypted the will using the unbreakable exclusive ore and using his lucky number as the key. Okay, here goes.
So remember, the lucky number is found in the journalist Nickel News place. You have to read the paper regarding Chuck, and then you have to enter your lucky number here. So the lucky number is going to be randomized. Mine is 187, so I'm going to answer these questions accordingly. 187 is odd. It probably ends with a 7. It probably starts with an odd number. It probably starts with a 1.
The rest of the bits are irrelevant to cryptography.
And there we go.
I'll just bitwise hand them away. I did it.
Great, so now we have the will completely read out.
I did it. It's totally decoded now.
However, there's still one more thing we have to do, because we have to find a way to get into the tomb. So the tomb is actually locked, and we need Frank's ghost to get inside. So now that we have the flowers and we have the Book of the Dead, or the Cursed Book, I'm thinking of Evil Dead, here's what we're going to want to do. So use the elevator and go up, or actually wait, switch to Chuck first.
An island for monkeys?
Or not Chuck. Switch to Frank here and go inside of the elevator. And you're going to want to talk to Clara, and your objective here is to figure out what her favorite show is.
Company, thank goodness you're back.
So, Clara, do you know how you died?
I was dancing at the hotel ball with my husband, and then I felt a horrible pain in my side, and I woke up dead.
I was in the hotel too, I think. I just remember a flash, and then I woke up dead.
I think we were all murdered in the hotel. There is something creepy about this place.
Don't you get bored being stuck here for all eternity?
The first 50 years are hard, but then you get used to it. New guests show up, and it's fun to figure out what scares them. I also love this new invention you have called TV. I love when one of the guests is watching Bananas. That show is so funny.
Okay, so she just triggered it. She told us that her favorite show is Bananas. The favorite show is going to be randomized. There's only a couple shows to choose from, so you shouldn't have to worry too much about that. But once you figure out her favorite show, go up to the 10th floor. And here's what you're going to do. So go up here, and now go ahead and switch back to Dolores. Use the elevator, and now you're going to meet him up on the 10th floor. And what we're going to do is we are actually going to turn on the TV to Clara's favorite channel, or favorite show, and then that way she'll leave the elevator and we will both be able to go up to the penthouse. So you need Dolores and Frank to both go up to the penthouse. And you'll actually get an achievement for getting Dolores up to the penthouse, because there's an achievement for getting a living character up there. So that's, I guess, a little extra bonus perk. So go ahead and have Dolores just wait here. And now as Chuck, go ahead and zap the TV until it gets to the show Bananas.
This channel is just static. I should find another channel. It's now showing I Love My Cat. It's now showing Bananas.
Alright, so now it's showing the correct show. So I'm going to use the elevator and she'll run outside to watch TV.
What is that on the TV? Oh my, it's my favorite. Bananas. Elevator duty can wait. Well, at least for a little now.
Alright, so now that she is no longer in the elevator, we can go up to the penthouse. If you had tried to go up to the penthouse earlier, she would have made it so you can't go up there. So that's why we needed to distract her with the television. And we're pretty much almost done, guys. This is a relatively short level.
Who's that now? This is unbelievable. An alive human in my penthouse. Clara's in so much trouble next time I see her.
Alright, so now as Dolores, go ahead and walk over here to the secret entrance, and this is going to reveal the ritual room. And what you have to do is there's a hidden light switch, so go ahead and use, and then joggle your cursor somewhere around her kneecaps, and you'll see use secret light switch. And now we're going to go over here, and we're going to use the cursed book on the altar, and then we're going to use the flowers on the cursed book.
The book is glowing.
And she'll say it's glowing, so that's our indicator that something must have worked. Now we're going to use the elevator and go back down to floor 10. So go ahead and go down there. Okay, and now you're going to switch to Frank and have Frank go in the elevator, and now have Frank go up to the penthouse. And the reason for that is Frank is going to read the spell from the cursed book, and that will allow him to leave the hotel.
Made it to the penthouse.
Who's that now? What are you doing here?
You know, just looking about.
I suppose I'll allow that as long as you don't annoy me.
Alright, so now, as Frank, go into the secret entrance, and go ahead and look at the book.
It looks ready for me to say the spell.
Okay, and then talk to the book.
Mumbo jumbo. Mumbonius jumbonius. Let me visit my dead relatives. Looks like Chuck got a tomb to fit his ego.
Alright, so, go ahead and float inside Chuck's tomb here. And what you're going to want to do is zap the switch so that it opens the gate. And boom, there you go. Now it's open. You look at his list, you can see pretty much everything is checked off except talking to Dolores and escaping to the afterlife. That is something that will be handled in probably future levels, I would assume. And so now, as Dolores, now that we've decrypted the will, you're going to run back to the mansion, give the will to the lawyer, everyone will go to the tomb to read it, and that will trigger the end of the level. So thank you guys for watching. Like and subscribe if you get the chance. I hope this walkthrough is helping you out. And yeah, part 5, luckily, is actually just a cutscene. So I will see you in part 5. You can watch that, and then I'll see you formally in part 6. So go ahead and go in here, give the will to the lawyer, and that will trigger the end of the level. Alright guys, see you in future videos.
Here's the decoded will, Mr. Ballowick.
Let me see. You've done it, Dolores. 2 of Chuck's 3 stipulations are now fulfilled. The will is decoded and the tomb is opened. We still need a Thimbleberry Pie, and then we'll meet inside Chuck's opulent tomb.
Here's a freshly baked Thimbleberry Pie.
All 3 of Chuck's stipulations are now fulfilled. I'll meet you all in the tomb.